Welcome back to the Gorbison Ramsley Gym Leader Invitational for our final group with Cccrossland, Zomboning, and 3 Ending. Wow, what a game that last group was. Luckily, that match really delivered because of the lowered player count, but what a match that was. I feel like that really just showed what Pokemon can be with the reads, the competitiveness, the back and forth, and the luck. It was just everything you look for in a Pokemon match. Without further ado, though, let's get to this final group with Cccrossland, Zomboning, and 3 Ending to round out the groups and see what our final bracket's going to be looking like. In this first match of this group, we have Cccrossland's Grass Team versus Zomboning's Poison Team. I'm going to highlight one mon on each team to kind of just set up this match. Firstly, we have to watch out for Cccrossland's Kartana. Being a steel type will negate most of Zomboning's poison type moves against it. So watch out for that. It also hits like a bus and is super quick. And for Zomboning's poison team, I think a lot of options here, but we gotta watch out for that Toxapex. Toxapex is kind of known for being that kind of annoying Pokemon that just stays alive and just kind of ruins your plans. So without further ado, let's get into the match.
All right, and we are here with Group C with Cccrossland, the Grass Leader, versus Zomboning, the Poison Gym Leader. We're starting out with Slowbro Galar versus Rillaboom. Starting out with the high horsepower, doing a lot of damage against Fetish for rocks. Fire Flamethrower not doing a whole lot to Rillaboom, kind of known for being a little chonky. Brings out the Amoonguss, who gets dealt quite a lot of damage with the high horsepower, but the Rocky Helmet doing its job well. So we have a switch into Big Chompo, Rotom-Mow. I think it's a great move. The Giga Drain not going to really do a whole lot to Rotom-Mow, being a fellow grass type. And we got the Substitute. Okay. Probably going to hope for a Spore. What a read by Cccrossland. Gets him a lot of space here. Probably like a Nasty Plot, or yep, there's a Nasty Plot. Again, it ×2 special attack. Sludge Bomb, gonna break the Substitute. But Big Chomp has got a lot to work with now. Alrighty, the Dark Pulse. I think that's a great move with the potential of the flinch. Yep, there it is, the flinch. Not letting him just really get away with a whole lot. But now, what will cross the Substitute? Again, that's, ooh. After knowing the Sludge Bomb can instantly break it, I don't know if that's the right move to make. And I think he's gonna agree here. What's he gonna come up with? Oh, bringing out Kartana. Great move considering Sludge Bomb. Immune, absolutely. The Nidoking out. Predicting the switch with a Swords Dance. That's putting Kartana in a great position. Knockoff, instantly killing the Nidoking. I think this is it. We have a 2.5 times attack Kartana, but not a single member of Zomboning's team able to do anything with speed. Yep, there's another one. The Beast Boost making it just daunting. Toxapex coming out. They might, 3 times attack. I don't think it's going to live. Yeah, unfortunately not with the water typing, making that neutral. At 3.5 times Kartana, this is not looking good for Zomboning. Galar's not going to be able to do anything. Even resisted. Wow. Kartana is a force. Bringing out back Amoonguss, but I think it's over. Oh, it has a Life Orb as well, I just noticed. So it's even doing even more damage. And the Slowbro Galar coming back out, but I don't. Yep. That looks like a pretty easy win for Cccrossland, just playing around Zomboning's typing so perfectly. That was a joy to watch. It's so cool to see a sweep like that. And if Crossland can keep it up, I think he is a favorite to do well in this tournament.
Wow, that match started really back and forth with each competitor jockeying for control until Cccrossland made the switch to Kartana, the Pokemon that I'd highlighted in the preview. Zomboning just didn't have an answer, and it allowed Cccrossland to get the clean, no Pokemon sweep. But that's enough of that. Let's get to the next preview for the next game. All right, and then we have Ending's Dark Team versus Zomboning's Poison Team. And just like before, I'm going to highlight a Pokemon from each team to kind of set the stage for what to expect. And to start off, I think for Ending, we're going to pick Zarude. He just has power, he has jungle healing, he has bulk up, he just has all this utility and sustainability that's going to really probably throw a wrench in Zomboning's Poison Stall strategy. And then once again, from Zomboning's team, we're going to highlight Toxapex, Regenerator, Recover, Toxic, Haze. He's going to stay around for a while. He's going to be annoying, and he's probably going to put a lot of pressure on his opponent. All right, without further ado, let's get into the match. All right, and we're back with the next match, Ending versus Zomboning. Dark versus Poison. Starting off with Amoongus v Obstagoon. Now, when I saw that Obstagoon set coming out of Ending, I lost my bacon. That thing just seemed ripping and roaring and ready to do some serious damage. But the threat is neutralized with Amoongus putting him to sleep with Spore. Ending keeping Obstagoon in. Ooh, he's still asleep. This is... I think Obstagoon is just done unless he gets switched out. Yeah, he sacrifices Obstagoon, but with the sleep, yeah, I couldn't really see a better option if I'm honest with you. Brings out the Weavile, getting that ice effectiveness against him. Comes back with a quick Icicle Crash, putting Shrooms down to 21%. Sludge doing quite a bit of damage, but I suspect yep, gonna switch out to the Toxapex, letting Regenerator do its job here. Doing a critical hit with Ice Shard, but it's not going to do a whole lot because of the type matchup. Bringing out Crawdons. Oh, brings out the Toxic. I think we're about to see the beginning of the Toxic Stall shenanigans here. Crawdon staying in, using Knockoff to get rid of the Black Sludge, stopping Toxapex from being able to... Oh, but the Recover puts him to near full HP. Oh, what is the answer here? Brings out Slowbro Galar. Oh, but the knockoff instantly nukes it. What a play, but this Toxic is starting to do some serious damage to Crawdon. If he doesn't switch out soon, it's not looking good. Brings out Drapion, one of my favorite Pokemon design-wise. It's super cool. The knockoff to knockoff knocks off the choice bands, but Crawdon goes down, advantage to Zomboning. But I feel like with the Pokemon that Ending still has available, there's a big chance here. Brings out the Guzzlord. Counter into Nidoking. The Earthquake does a fair bit of damage, but just not enough. And Nidoking is faster. But the Protect comes out. Just right to get out some moves. Ooh, when he protects against the Ice Beam. That's critical. Brings out the Toxapex. That's an interesting choice. Oh, but for the Ending brings out Weevil, probably expecting the Ice type to stay in. What an absolute read by Zomboning to get a free switch to Toxapex, which allows him to Toxic the Guzzlord. Oh my god. Zomboning is just putting so much pressure on Ending right now. Brings out the Zarude, probably thinking it's his only chance to get rid of this past Toxapex. Uses Bulk Up after seeing Haze. That could be the difference maker. Gets the Toxic off. Brings out Wheezing Galar. Darkest Lair resisted because of the type matchup here. Wheezing Galar being a fairy type. Jungle Healing to get rid of the Toxic. That's actually super smart. Gets his HP back. Oh, but he lays down the Toxic Spikes. That's going to guarantee a poison every switch up, but it's also going to limit the effectiveness of Toxic. Smoker using Pain Split to gain some HP back. Zomboning just has all the answers right now. You can feel the pressure coming out from Ending right now. Tries to get the Will-O-Wisp to kind of negate the effectiveness of those bulk ups, but very intelligently, Ending is using this chance to get a lot of bulk ups, but the Defog is going to get rid of the Toxic Spikes. Interesting maneuver. It's probably to be able to get him to be Toxic. Oh, even at times 2.5, still only half damage. Oh, wow. Defog just to put the Toxic Spikes back down. Interesting decision here. But does the Pain Split to get some HP back. Very intelligent decision making by Zomboning on that part. It looks like Ending is just... he's got to do something else, because he's just kind of falling into Zomboning's trap here. The longer that this goes on, the more I think this favor... Oh, but he misses the Power Whip. That had a chance to do it on a high roll. Pain Split not doing jack shit since he just used it. This is looking all Zomboning from my end. It feels like Zomboning has all the answers. Oh, but the Power Whip takes down Toxapex down to 15%. Just kind of checking out what their abilities are. this is, wow. Power Whip comes out, doesn't do enough. I gotta calm down. Over the Darkness Lair takes down a Moongus. This could be the difference maker here for Ending. Nidoking's low, Darkness Lair doing enough to take out Nidoking. The advantage is now in Ending's favor. This has all of a sudden become a ball game. Let's see what Power Whip. It's not enough to take out Drapion. This is now 4-2 game in the favor of Ending. Oh my gosh. This has become quite the game all of a sudden. Toxapex is low. What does he do? Switches to Weezing Galar. If he hits the Power Whip, he wins. Oh, but he misses the Power Whip. But Zarude is at full HP, a lot of bulk ups. Lives at 1 HP, 1%. The pain split. Oh my god. Zomboning can win this by being super annoying. And I think Ending realizes, so it's a lot of pressure being put on him. Another pain split coming out. Pain split coming out. All Ending has to do is hit a move. He has a Power Whip. It's game over. Toxapex comes back with most of his HP back because of Regenerator. Does a bulk up. Oh, jeez. But if he hits a Power Whip, Jungle Healing! Ending, why? And the haze wipes away all of his work. Power Whip just not gonna do enough. I feel like right now, if he just switches to B-Sharp, this feels done and dusted. All we've seen is Haze, Recover, and Toxic. Like, you can even see me switch to the B-Sharp, switch to the Guzzlord. Zarude just is not the answer right now. You can keep doing this Regeneration shenanigans, but if you bring out B-Sharp, there's nothing they can do. Oh dear, I am fearing for Ending. He has done so good to bring this back. But Ending is just playing such a, no offense, an annoying style that is just going to put so much pressure on Ending that I fear for him. Brings back out the Toxapex. Zarude isn't nearly as strong as he was last time. Does a bulk up though, reads the switch out. If he can get a Power Whip in, this is looking kind of spicy. Misses another Power Whip. Oh my gosh. The Haze comes out again, once again negating Ending's hard work here. I'm just gonna look up real quick what Power Whip's percent chance of hitting is. It's an 85% chance, and he's missed, what, 3? Takes out the Toxic on Zarude. Not a huge deal, considering he has Jungle Healing, but he's only got so many of those. Skull isn't gonna do anything. This is anxiety the game right now. I can feel anxiety from both teams. It feels like Zomboning's making the slightly better decisions. But with the overwhelming advantage that Ending has, he might just win because of numbers. But he's keeping this Zarude in just way too long. I feel like a switch to B-Sharp, 20 turns ago, and this would be just a different game altogether. Misses another Power Whip. Zomboning must have made some sort of deal with the devil. Hits Recover. This is all of a sudden an even ball game now, I think. Even though Ending has the numbers advantage, the ability to continuously just pain split, recover, Toxic is just, it's looking like too much. And he's keeping Zarude in. He thinks it's the answer, but the longer he keeps Zarude in, the longer he's giving Zomboning the chance to get a decision to win this out. Hits the Power Whip that time, just not enough to do it. And I feel like he's just being way too stubborn. Yeah, he can just keep recovering because he recovers almost as much as he loses here. He's got a Jungle Healing now, because if he doesn't, Zarude's going to be in trouble. Yep, there's the Jungle Healing. It's just... Ending's just being too stubborn. I feel like this has got to be the inexperience showing. I'm very impressed with Ending for taking this as even as he's got it, considering the disadvantage he was in. The right now he's just being too stubborn for his own good. He's gonna try to get these bulk ups up, but there's the Will-O-Wisp, which is gonna negate most of those power ups. Luckily, the leftover from Zarude is healing back up, but negated from the burn actually has another bulk up. That's very interesting. Putting on another layer of toxic spikes. Okay, this is I'm feeling a little more ending now. If he gets a jungle healing in here, if he jungle heals right now, he wins the game. Ooh, another bulk up. And here comes the haze. Here comes the haze. Power whip, but the burn isn't gonna do it. That cuts the attack. That's the inexperience showing once again. I feel like if Ending got a little more time in the lab, maybe he probably could have seen this coming. But he's too darn stubborn for his own good. He really believes in Zarude. Zarude is kind of his ace monster, other than Obstagoon. Finally, the switch to Weavile. Okay, we have a changed game state, but that's not the right mon. That's not the right mon to go to. He still has the Toxapex up, and that just hard counters Weavile. Knockoff isn't going to do anything either, my friend. Oh man, I hope. No offense, but it's just I love you, Ending, but I can feel the pressure. I can feel how much pressure you're under right now because of the way Zomboning is playing. He's playing this very grindy stall style. And that kind of style can really put the pressure on your opponent, because if you're playing the stall style, the onus of creating a solution is on your opponent, not you. Right now, Zomboning is just completely content to keep doing this until he wins, and it looks like it's gonna work, because as of right now, Ending just doesn't have an answer. He just doesn't see the B sharp counter right now, and unfortunately at this point, I think by the time he sees it, it's just going to be too late. Recover is just going to stop all of this. He keeps trying to chip away, but chip damage doesn't do anything to a regenerate or recover type stall Pokemon, unfortunately. It would take Zomboning to make quite the blunder for that kind of chip damage to work, and all the cards are in Zomboning's hand right now. The stubbornness, he's just sacrificing the Guzzlord. Once again, I want to imprint that I am extremely impressed with Ending for getting this match to this state. But it's just completely stalled out on his part. He's playing too stubbornly and is just not able to adapt. And no, like, this isn't a dig at him. He's inexperienced. He's not. He was a completely casual fan before this tournament, and so, you know, it's not a dig at him at all. It's just, this is just his inexperience kind of really showing through, unfortunately. Speaking of inexperience, trying to toxic the steel type, I think now he's praying for a flinch to get him through this, and he needs it. He needs the flinch more than ever. The Life Orb draining in the Scald. The B-Sharp pick is just too little too late, unfortunately. If he would have brought this in a billion turns. Oh, wait a second. Wait just a second. If he can do enough damage before Zarude comes back in, this is all of a sudden looking like a different game altogether. Doesn't get the flinch, though. This will allow Toxapex to recover, and oh boy. This is feeling like it's going to be all Zomboning now. Zarude just straight up loses Toxapex. Gets the full recover because of the Iron Head. Oh, geez, and the burn is still active. He can now freely toxic Zarude. He can haze Zarude. Haze has nigh infinite PP in this kind of format. The burn negates the leftovers, and it's really deflating, because Ending was he really put the scam on his back and was making quite the impressive comeback. But Zomboning's just calm, analytical style to just, you know, play this stall toxic style is just enough to put that pressure on Ending, and Ending had it won. You know, I have to look real quick, see what set that B Sharp is on, but if B Sharp has Sucker Punch, which I do believe it does. Yeah, it has Sucker Punch, so that it would have been a lot different ball game. I speed up this game now because this goes on for a while. Yeah, it's just it's if you're in toxic stalls are kind of it's for lack of a kinder term the noob killer. You have to really be able to think 10 moves ahead to counter a toxic staller. Because even right now, this is just going back and forth. Every time Zuru just builds it up, it's gonna be hazed away. Haze has, I think, 35 or so PP, and right now it's all he can do. You can see just it's got to be deflating for Ending. I feel bad for Ending because he was just putting up the performance of a lifetime, just kind of countering everything Zomboning could throw at him. But Zomboning just, once it got down to that wheezing with Pain Split, who could then switch into Regenerator Toxapex, it's just built different. Turn 113. Yeah, it's unfortunate. But kudos to Zomboning. He really was able to play that kind of style against just like the raging inferno that was Ending. It really looked like Ending was going to take that momentum and bring it back, but unfortunately he just didn't. He was too stubborn with Zarude, which that can be the negative of having an ace Pokemon, is that you rely a little too much on it and you hope it gets you through. But 30 turns earlier switching to Guzzlord or switching to a B-Sharp when you still had that Zarude in the back pocket, it could have been a different ball game. But very impressive play from both players. That comeback from Ending was very impressive, but Zomboning just being able to slow down the game to a crawl, allowing him to just put that pressure on Ending, really allowed Ending's inexperience to kind of carry Zomboning to the end game. Once again, I want to reiterate that what I said during this game. I was impressed with Ending. I feel like if he had a little more prep time, a little more time in the lab, a little more like practice games, that would have been a very different ball game. But as it is, Zomboning won a hell of a game. 117 turns, easily our longest game. Wow, that was crazy. Let's get to the next team preview. All right, then we have Cccrossland's Grass team versus Ending's Dark team, and we're gonna highlight a Pokemon from each team once again. Firstly, from Cccrossland's team, gonna highlight Kartana again. Quick, fast, has a fighting move, and Beast Boost is. If he gets Kartana out, I think it's a win button. But I'm also looking for Ending's team for Obstagoon to finally get some action with that Facade Guts Flame Orb set. So hopefully we get to see that. Without further ado, word of the day, let's get it going. All right, in the final match of Group C, Cccrossland, the Grass Gym Leader versus Ending, the Dark Gym Trainer. Here we go. Starting with Rillaboom. Guzzlord switches to the Obstagoon really fast. It's the super effective U-turn, which gives him a free switch to Kartana, the Pokemon I have once again highlighted in that team preview. Burn Orb ends up burning Obstagoon. Facade and Guts might be, but Kartana is fast as heck. Sacred Sword real quick right there. Alright, Obstagoon is out. Cccrossland once again sees Kartana setting up for the sweep. Doing it a little faster this time. Brings out the Guzz. Sacred Sword is just going to tear through Ending's team. Unfortunate for Ending, I just don't see anyone outspeeding Kartana, and even if they outspeed, they're not going to survive a Sacred Sword. Another Sacred Sword. Down goes Crawdaunt.
grass terrain. Leaves. Weavile coming in. Weavile getting the Icicle Crash off, so if he can get another priority move out, he might be able to take care of this Kartana. Will he take out the B-Sharp? Goes the root again. Sacred Sword eliminating him immediately. And the B-Sharp, if he can get a Sucker Punch out, could take out Kartana. He ends up taking out Kartana, so not a sweep. Always a good sign not to get swept. Brings out the Rillaboom right back, though. You gotta suspect that a high horsepower is gonna do some damage, and there goes the B-Sharp. Another great showing from Cccrossland. Unfortunately, just for ending, Kartana just had the moveset and the speed and the power to just shred through his Pokemon. Another great showing from Crossland. Wish we could have seen more from ending, but that does it for this group. Gonna throw it back to me for more.
And like I said, once he got Kartana out, that was just an instant win button. That Sacred Sword Beast Boost combo with the speed of Kartana was just enough to rip through Ending's Dark team. And unfortunately, the Sucker Punch just came too little too late. But it wasn't a clean sweep, so there's that for Ending. But now with that, the bracket is set. And I'll throw it over to me to talk about the bracket. Alright, here's how that bracket ended up shaking out. We can see the seeds that they got from their group stage performances, with Dew hitting that number 1 seed, which I think is fully earned. He played super well, made a lot of really good plays. Turnus is looking unstoppable, so I think the scramble for the rest of this tournament is players trying to figure out a counter for that Pokemon. Then we have BrendenV with the 2 seed, which might seem a little controversial given that Brotacular had to drop out of the stage. But I think, in my honest opinion, that BrendenV, with his play that we saw against George, that he would have earned that 2nd seed. Then we have Cccrossland at number 3. Absolutely, he played super well. Like I said in his intro, he's a very cerebral player. He's going to come every game packed with strats to use and ideas to use. 4 is Dotz with a decently impressive showing on the group stage. He got the bad luck of being in Dew stage, but he still really put it together against Koolaid. And then we have George with his team comp. I think a 5th seed is super respectable. I definitely see him doing well against Dotz, the bug trainer. And then in that 6th seed we have Zomboning, who we saw in that last game against Ending just how powerful that stall can be. So we'll see how well they can do against the grass gym leader of Crossland. And then we have Koolaid at the 7th seed. Decent showing. Got some KOs to give him that 7th seed. We'll see how he does against the electric trainer. Electric does have a slight disadvantage against grass, so we'll see how that plays out. But I expect a good showing out of that. And then unfortunately, 8th is Ending. He just couldn't really get it together during his games, but with his team comp and how he's built his team, I could see him potentially getting an upset against that number 1 rated player in Dew. So here's how this bracket is shaken up. We do have a losers bracket that will be filled up as these losses happen. But with that, that's it for today. I want to thank you guys once again for watching, and I'll see you at playoffs.